Hey everybody, we just want to talk really quick about your section on weekly summary papers, key events in scriptures. There have been some questions about as far as clarifying what we're looking for. So let me try and do that. The first question is why do Latter-day Saints believe the truths taught in the Articles of Faith covered this week? I'm not exactly sure what the designers had, to be honest, in mind for this question. And so here's how we want to handle it in our class for me, and here's how I'm going to grade it. Really, in this section, key events and scriptures, we want to answer this question: why do Latter-day Saints believe the truths taught in the Articles of Faith? And we're going to answer this question by dealing with these two questions. First, what are the key truths associated with this article of faith that are unique to or significantly clarified by the Restoration? Now, this second part is really important. What is clarified by the Restoration? So, although New Testament and Old Testament scriptures are great, unless we're relying on Joseph Smith translation, these are the same scriptures and the same doctrines that others have. And we want to see what light does the Restoration shine on these doctrines. So really for this one, what we're talking about here is what are the doctrines? Identify the doctrines in the Article of Faith. For example, Article of Faith number 2, is it dealing with the fall of Adam or is it dealing with agency? Well, it really is talking about agency and accountability. Although it mentions Adam, we're not talking really anything about the fall of Adam and Eve, partaking of the fruit, or the consequences thereof. What we're really talking about is agency and consequences. So you need to do that for each one of these, for these articles of faith. And then second, write about the significance of any key events in establishing the truths connected with the article of faith and key scriptural passages. So what are the doctrines, and then where do we get the doctrines? Where do you find them in the history of the church? How did Joseph Smith come to learn these doctrines? Was it through a key experience? Was it through important revelations? And you're going to find these are going to come through in your readings. So, and make sure that you cite your references. That's really important. Too many of us sometimes just kind of talk about a scripture and we don't ever really quote it, we don't ever really reference it, and so it's kind of our words but not really. But part of college writing is citing your references. So just make sure, what are the doctrines and where do we get the doctrines? And I would still appreciate it if you broke these out into 2 paragraphs or bullet points, however you want to do it. Make sure you stay within the word count. Your first bullet is going to deal with the doctrines, and you're going to number those out or lay them out. And then your second bullet or your second paragraph will deal with where do we get the doctrines, those events and those scriptures. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. You're doing wonderful. Appreciate all your hard work, and we'll see you in the discussion boards.